Bazooka cannon? What is it? Fire bazookas? What the fuck? What the fuck, man? That's fucking crazy, dude. What the fuck?
Man, I can barely make myself a sandwich.
Frank, you're a bit wacky, man. Honestly, I'm thinking about it. You're a bit of a wacky dude, you know. I think you might be having a bit of, you know, problems.
Yeah, that's me, Mr. Handy.
Here's my new character. It's called Guy. He was a kind of weird laugh. Not too much of a weird laugh. Just kind of a weird laugh. Frank, you're incorrigible. No, I don't care about that one. I want this one. Daddy, I want this one. Sorry, I was talking to my DDL. Incorrigatable. Incorrigated. Oh, Violet, you're incorrigated. Papa, I can't take on water too well. I'm rusted, Papa. Rusted. You hear that? My daughter's rusted. Please, unrust her, I guess. Don't know really what you do in this situation. I think my daughter might be done for, honestly. It's every father's worst nightmare, really, having their daughter be... I mean, well... Let's be honest. She's the Walking Dead right now. Well, The Living Dead. The Walking Dead was a great show. Have you ever seen it? Great show. I loved it. You know, we would all gather around and watch it and be like, what's that Rick Grimes character up to this time? Good old Grimesy, we would say. We were a big fan of The Simpsons at the time. We never watched it, but we were a fan of it. It was one of those shows that, sure, Bart was a little bit, well, he was a little rude, sort of, eat my shorts and all that. The idea is just preposterous to eat someone's shorts, but you know what he meant. It was a sort of, well, sort of a type of call and response of him being, you know, quite a rather rude person. A rude dude is something he would say, I believe, because he was a dude in a way, not like a dude from Dude Ranch, but like a dude of the kind who would one day ask you to eat his shorts out of disrespect for you. Never one to ask you to eat his shorts out of respect, or, you know, maybe you are in trouble and need a helping hand. No, his need of making you eat his shorts was always just something of a rude attitude he had. Bit of a chip on his shoulder. But, of course, who are we to judge? We've all been there, you know. They had a fairly rude awakening sometimes, you know. Maybe we are people who are bit of born with a silver tongue or a little silver spoon in our mouth, you know. Because his family was, I mean, to be fair, they talked as if they weren't part of the upper crust, but he saw their house. 2 stories, a singular bedroom for each child. All on a safety commissioner's salary. I mean, it's a little laughable, honestly, but I wouldn't laugh if I saw that kind of thing. It would drive me mad, sort of like it did with Frank Grimes, the antithesis of Homer Simpson. Homer, of course, just a terrible man. You're a terrible man, a beast of a man, honestly. I never enjoyed him. I never liked him. He was incorrigible. Sorry, getting choked up just thinking about it. Just the way he would disrespect his family. A man of the house disrespecting his family like that. I mean, it's unheard of. It's just... The idea drives me batty to know that he was there with his family. His kin. His kith and kin. And yet still treated them with such disrespect. Sure, he had a hard time at the power plant. I mean, you know, working with nuclear power, even with all the rumors going around. Sure, they say it's safe. They're sure it's his job to make it safe, but surely there must be something he could do to make it easier for himself, you know. That's probably why he turned to drink, honestly, if I'm being honest. I mean, he turns to drink rather quickly, and of course, it seemed to be a fun way for him to hang out with his compatriots, Barney and Lenny and Carl and the other barflies, as they were called. They didn't really have much of a name, really. They were called the barflies, which is less of a name, more like a title almost.
What are you doing? Yeah, I'll get it.
Go on, take a look.
Sorry about that. Got distracted by some sort of survivor, if they will. If you can call them survivors, I mean, aren't we all really surviving? Oh, you don't like Simpson Snob, my new character, snobbish man who likes the Simpsons, but not this character. Of course, Marge. I always had a soft spot for her. She was, well, I mean, of course, she's quite the woman, as we all learn. A raw sexuality to her that we could all appreciate, I believe. But what really drove me to her is her respect for the arts. She was always a woman I would fancy myself finding one day. I guess you just can't come in here. Fuck me then. But, oh, really? Oh, really? You are the worst. I come here hoping to find some common ground, some compatriots, and what do I find? Nothing but soul-sucking zombies, ready to suck me dry as if I was one of the... I'll never be able to clip it. That's fine. It's called featuring. It's called turning into a feature, something I also don't do.
Bingo.
Ah, of course, we found a rare wine, a nice rosé, I believe it is. Not a rosé O'Donnell. Her show itself was quite good. I enjoyed it. Quite a good show. But the problem with her show is that you would look into it, you'd be like, this is rather funny. She's sort of, you know, one of us, you know, one of the younger, the crowd of, you know, that you see and you're like, oh, well, this person is quite the raconteur. Oh dear Lord, these two men are fighting. But yes, you would see her and be like, oh yes, she's obviously got something going on. You know, she's one of the poorer people. She may have her edges, her rough sinewed edges, but what she does have that's very important is a love and respect for her family. Of course, it was unparalleled. But then you'd learn about her. You know, she would be quite a horrible person later on in life, growing up to be just a rather bastard, I must. And I must, honestly, I must bring this up. She was quite the bastard. What? My man! This dude knows what's up.
Hey, Frank, you all right?
Have you lost your mind?
I'm heading to the shelter. Not getting caught out here again. This is not safe.
King shit. Okay, head over here now. Doctor! Charge me, doctor! How do I feel about the Family Guy? Well, let us say that me and Peter Griffin are no compatriots, might I say. We are, of course, not on the same page. If he is a family guy, I must say I am a family man. I'm bringing a bit of civility to it. He seems to bring his qualifications of being a family guy seem to be that he is a guy with a family. It's It's laughable. It's laughable, but you don't see me laughing, do you? I love this bit. I'm sorry. I'm like stiff man that reviews fucking fucking clips of. Oh no, you're walking backwards. I can't get them all.
I can't shake him. One down.
The dog Brian, of course, is I understand he is something of a Lothario himself, having sex with human women, which is strange. I don't know why they wouldn't just give him some sort of. I'm getting a call from my wife. Uh-oh. One sec. I'm so sorry about that. My beautiful wife was calling me. I took time out of my day to go in and talk to her, discuss with her certain things that were plaguing her. Unlike that Peter Griffin. Oh, that Peter Griffin. He vexes me. I don't consider him a husband. But I barely consider that Lois a wife, and she is just. The care she treats for her kids. Sure, it seemed good at first when she was a piano woman, you know. She was doing piano classes for children. Sort of a Marge Simpson style character, if you will, where she has got. Oops, oopsie daisy. Where she does have, you know, a love for the arts, but what I believe is that she was more of a prototype, and then it became more about her not working at all, really. While Peter, a man with no job at some points, going so far as to get fired for his inadequacy at work. Calling me what? Calling me, I see what you're doing, a fun ruse maybe. But what I am, of course, talking about is my wife calling me for, because of her problems that plague her ailments, and her, you know, her certain things that go with her that she has been prescribed, and living her life, her best life, if you will. But you won't. I won't allow it. It's my job, sadly. Not sadly. I do it with aplomb. I do it with love. The way that that we are one and another. We complete each other, much like a fine rosé completes a nice bit of shark battered. So, because I myself am sort of a brutish man as well. I enjoy a nice bit of shark fin, you know, when I'm having myself a nice spot of fish and or chips. A general meal that the poors have. They quite enjoy it. The baby from the guy, he vexes me so much. I don't understand. He speaks in such a way that I should be there. I should be with him. I should understand. Yes, this baby understands me. This baby and I, we have sort of a mutual understanding. But then he wishes to kill his mother. I mean, they say old boys wish to be one with their mother. I don't believe this, of course, but certain people have said this about certain things. But to kill one's mother, that seems to be a little, well, a little rude, if you will. Well, not just rude, but just downright barbaric in ways. Rick and Morty, I don't believe that is appropriate to talk about. I mean, not just of the Justin Roiland being found out to be an uncouth man, not just with his style of humor and his shenanigans, but also just his general sense of self. One thing I never liked about the Rick and Morty is he seems to be their uncle, but he doesn't seem. He has blue hair for one. The blue hair seems, well, out of place. Wubba-lubba-dub-dub. I understand. It's humorous to say. I mean, you know. Let me be the first to say what they have started is, of course, quite the empire. quite the empire. But I am not after an empire. I, of course, am just after, the keys to knowledge is what it is. Well, he implies that he is one with them. You know, the smartest man alive is what he always keeps presuming about himself. But he's a certain sadness about himself that I just can't bring myself to appreciate about him. I don't believe families and children should be gathered around the viewing screen every Sunday night and have to watch a man talk about how he has such sadness in his heart, but yet still doesn't open it up to others. I mean, it's a story we've all heard before, but not one we wish to hear all the time. At least, I'm not saying these things are not to be spoken about on TV. I'm just saying it seems almost sadistic at the way they treat this old man who's been confined to the the garage, the car hole, if you will, if we go back to the Simpsons. But what this old man seems to be implying is that there is a sadness to him that, well, I don't wish to judge anybody, but it seems as if his sadness that he has brought about has sort of been self-inflicted. It is uncouth to blame the victims, but I'm not blaming the victim. I'm blaming the aggressor. You've seen him in the way he treats his children. It's just the way he is. He should be a nicer man. Extend a hand to a fellow person, you know. Treat another one with the respect you so wish to desire. But the way he treats the common folk, my word, he is nothing but a savage. He would detest me saying this, of course. He finds himself to be quite amusing. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I see nothing but a man who is too afraid to open his heart. Sure, we all think we're strong, you know. We think we're strong. We could take a hit or something like that, you know. I've been in a few bouts myself. But still, I understand that true strength doesn't come from simply being a man who is willing to close himself off to others. No. True strength comes, of course, from the idea that you yourself are open to others. And if you refuse to open yourself to others, you are just refusing others in general. And, well, that's not something I can agree with. So no, I don't believe I will be talking more about the Rick and Morty of it all.
Hey Rory, many of the chat members have been talking and...
I lost it, honestly, I'm gonna be with you, I lost it. I
hate your fucking guts, dude. Like, this shit, not good. You've been on a tangent for like the last 5 minutes. Like, what is this? Right. Are you even trying, dude?
No, you got me there.
Yeah,
I have been... you know what? Not a fucking word of untruth there. I'm so sorry for what I've done. Let's get back to the important thing. Let's go back to the Dead Rising. Hey Frank, what are you doing? Stop being such a weirdo. What the fuck? I'll bring back Sampson. 1 sec. And of course, the Dr. Becker of it all. Dr. Becker, what a... This man, I will tell you right now, this man is not a man you want to be part with. He's a doctor, but his bedside manners are certainly not mannerful. Surely it's not a cartoon, but still, the man is a cartoon of himself.
Maybe you're in the way.
A man with skills such as this being... Oh, my wife has called me again.